Going bow hunting with my buddy. Hoping to get an elk. Oh, we'll see. We'll be out there for a few days, and we're just going to be pretty much sitting around, making calls, because it's hard to hunt elk otherwise. Like, there's other ways you can hunt elk, but not in our region, It's just trees. It's not really mountainous. But so this is going to be a fun trip, I think, no matter what. No matter if we get anything, it's going to be long days. It's a 4-kilometer hike from our campsite to where we're hunting. And we're just hoping that nobody is in the spot. We're in this tiny little pocket where there's elk, but we're surrounded by areas that we're not allowed to hunt elk or hunt in general. But we'll see. We'll see. So I grew up eating wild game as a kid, like my whole life. Like some people grew up eating beef, I grew up eating moose. Chances are, if we get an elk, I'm probably gonna try to give most of my section away. Give it to friends and family who actually enjoy just eating whatever. Because to me, hunting it's not just about filling my freezer, right? Like a lot of people, they make hunting specifically about this personal thing. Like it's an individual, I need to fill my freezer alone. It's all about me and my family. Whereas me, if I could hunt and I could get animals, a variety of animals, and it could feed me, but it could also feed other people, and I could actually help other people, that way. Like, that's kind of my hunting persona, is not specifically about me, but what I can do for others. And that's kind of how I've based my hunting ethics and my hunting ideas. So, and in any case, if I don't get anything, the most important thing to me is coming out, being in the wilderness, being in nature, being away from society, because it sucks. And, just being able to enjoy, just the natural world. Beef and chicken and pork and all that shit, it's pretty much bottom of the barrel meat, So giving them some actually healthy meat that isn't full of crap, it's an important thing for me. And that's all I gotta say about that. Yep. Well, we made it to our camp spot. You can see out of the side mirror there. Jordy's trying to back in to whatever spot we're trying. And we're gonna be walking down this road about 4K. It's gonna be tiring. I just moved ahead so Jordy could maneuver his trailer in the spot that we want. It's just a nice little clear area over there, just off the side of the road. So it's kind of perfect. Back in, Jordy. You got it. Maybe he doesn't. carried the blind in and my pack, and just because I don't want to do that tomorrow morning. And it was very warm. Holy fuck. The sun was just beating on us. It sucked. Then we sat there for a good hour, and Drew just made calls. But then we heard almost something like a growling, but it was very angry growling. We don't know what the fuck it was. It was almost like we don't know what the fuck it was. But there are grizzlies out here. I saw wolf tracks. I'm sure there's other things that can kill you very easily. Trying to find a comfortable position for this crossbow because it doesn't have a strap. So I'm just carrying it on my back. It's awkward. My back hurts. I'm fucking old. So now we're just heading back now. Yeah. I'm tired. So Jordi and I woke up Saturday morning at like 4:30, and we were just like, it's too fucking dark to start walking. Fuck this. So we're just hiking in now. I don't know what time it is. It's 5:45 or something like that. But yeah, we got about 3-kilometer hike. There's Jordi. It's a Bigfoot. It's a decoy. And that's a decoy. We just saw, I saw a couple cow run off into the bush. So we set up the blind. We'll see. We're hearing coyotes or wolves in the distance. I think it might be coyotes because it sounds pretty small. But that kind of noise will draw away elk. Fuck. My feet and legs are soaked. But that's okay. Because it's probably gonna get warm today. So, Jordi and I, we moved the blind to a new area. It's right on this crossroad, just off of it. We did that yesterday, just before we left. But it kind of rained last night, and it's kind of raining today. Today we gotta pull the blind out because we go back home tomorrow. We got the decoys set up right near the blind. I put them in a way that they're kind of close. So when Jordi makes calls, they might come in a little closer to us. But this rain's kind of putting a damper on our hunting. Because usually when it rains, like any animal, humans included, you want to find shelter. You don't want to be out in the rain, right? So, yeah. Got some echo. I like it. Last night, I forgot my pull string for my bow. And I was trying to do something to try to pull it up, and the rope I used fucking snapped. And it fucking took a huge chunk out of my finger. Which sucked, it hurt. And I just bled everywhere. But anyways, but these elk, they're not calling back, but we know they're in here because we saw a couple yesterday. Well, we're on our way out now. Just, it's Monday morning. Yeah, the area we went to this morning was, it was up on the ridge facing down towards the swamp and hunting area that we were yesterday. And, yeah, it's just like super perfect. Like, there's a nice ridge and there's nice timber for the elk to hide in. There's water really close by. There was all the small poplars and everything, and if they need to warm up or if they need to eat. It was perfect. It's perfect elk country. And we thought we started hearing some cracks in the bush, but then we also heard some pops and these other noises, and kind of went to the ridge line, and we could hear like, I don't know, like 30 squirrels just ripping pine cones out of the trees and dropping them on the ground. And so we're not sure if the snaps we heard were them breaking off the pine cones or what. We don't know. My next big hunt is my week-long out in Valemont, up in near the Robson Mountains. At least I don't have to walk this. Jesus. Yeah, we figured we walked 40-some kilometers this trip, so my body's feeling it. Packing out that blind yesterday morning, afternoon kind of thing. That was tough. Holy shit, that was tough. You know, I was like 80 pounds or so. I don't think I'll ever hike a blind in 4.5K again. So yesterday my body was feeling it. This morning, my feet, my shoulders, and my back all sore. Getting old. Not a 20-year-old anymore. So now it's just the drive home. It's just too bad we didn't get the noise, that sound from that one animal. You know, it sounded like a Sasquatch getting sacked. Gah! Just sounded like a big, mean animal just pissed off at something. But it was the only sound we could hear. It's not like there was any kind of... And it only lasted, like, it just made a couple big, you know, roaring growls, and then it was just silent. And we didn't hear anything again. So we're not even sure what the hell that was. But if I was a prey, which, you know, in this instance I would have been, like, I wouldn't want to be in those woods if I didn't have any kind of protection. And yet, me and Jordi decided to go into that area that we heard it and look for elk. Because, you know, why not? Oh well. That's the hunting trip. That's the elk bow trip. So, that's it. That's all. Until next time, I guess. So, a quick recap. After I got home, I did some research on, you know, noises in the woods. And I looked up grizzly bear roaring. And I realized that the noise we had heard, what I thought was a monster, it's kind of sounding thing, it was actually a grizzly bear. And so we figured what happened was an elk had been killed probably the night before we got there, and either by, you know, a pack of wolves or whatever, and a grizzly bear was warding off probably any potential threat to this body or this kill. And that's why the next morning we heard coyotes or wolves howling in the distance and around the same area. And also as to why we ended up not seeing any elk, because if something gets killed, all the other prey kind of disappear from the area because they're not going to stick around and, you know, potentially be killed. So that's why we heard no bugles, no cow calls, nothing. But yeah, it's we should have figured that out to begin with. So we were screwed to begin, like from the get-go, you know, unfortunately. But you know, what do you do? Well, that's it.